Welcome to Modern Anarchy, the podcast featuring real conversations with conscious objectors to the status quo. I'm your host, Nicole.
I tried to keep her quiet, but she's screaming inside of me. I tried to keep her hiding, oh, shut up. I tried to keep her quiet, but she's a wild, wild woman.
On today's episode, we have Queen Trashley TayyySlayyy from the equality-demanding, pussy-popping, dildo-riding, Nazi-punching rap duo called Glitter Moneyyyy. And if that alone and this title of this episode isn't enough to pull you in, then you know what? Maybe you're a boring person. What do I know? But if you're here, I promise you there are a lot of fun stories inside this episode and just a lot of laughs from this badass dynamic duo that is Glitter Moneyyyy. So tune in.
Okay,
Yay!
sounds good.
All right. Well, welcome to Modern Anarchy. It's great to have both of y'all.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's great to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Yes. Okay. So I have seen y'all perform. I love your work, love your music.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've danced with y'all. We've had a lot of good times.
Yes.
But for people who haven't heard you before, how would you describe your music? Who are you?
Yeah.
We're Glitter Moneyyyy.
We're color name with 3 Ys.
Our music is like end of the world, apocalyptic, sex party, revolution music.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I mean, because the people who have never heard it, I think my favorite line out of all your music was, "I don't need you, I have a suction cup dildo."
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
yeah, for a listener, what is your music?
Yeah, it's very, very pro-sex, very, very pro-ho,
Mhm.
very, very femme, very anti-patriarchy,
Queer.
incredibly queer.
Yeah.
And then, so take all that and then put Missy Elliott and Run the Jewels together and you got it. That's
Yes.
us.
Mhm.
Yes, y'all are a party in live. I can't wait for to
Yes.
have you come back to the city.
Yes.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to get back there.
I have to say too, I think I've seen you twice. So the first time, I think I was afraid of you.
Wow, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I was new to the city coming out of college and I go with some friends and I'm sitting at this random show to which they're like, "Oh, there's this band I really love. Like, come watch them with me." But I remember coming to this show and I was sitting in at one of the tables, like way in the back because I don't know what is happening here. I don't know what these people are singing about. They are, screaming about their clits. Like, whoa.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool now that, once I've had more time to change as a person and develop and start to become myself, I resonate so much more with your music. And the second time I saw you really danced and enjoyed it, but like, it's kind of scary at first.
Oh my God, that's so
God,
funny.
yeah.
Wow.
No one has said that to us yet, but
No, I
I know
don't
a
think
lot of
so.
people feel that way.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Yes, they should.
Yeah.
Yes, they should.
Tell me about it. Why do you want them to feel that way? I think that's part of the message is like ownership, right? And so I want to hear, what do you want people to get out of your music?
I think that it should kind of like, if you've never seen us before and see us live, I think it should shock you because you've never seen anyone own anything how we own the stage.
Yes.
So it's just shocking to see these people that are us out here loving ourselves, loving our bodies, saying what we want to say. It should shock you out of your comfort zone and then it should immediately radicalize you.
Our music is very radical and I think we say a lot of shit that most people, number one, don't talk about at all. And then if they do talk about it, they don't talk about it
like
in a proud way. I feel like we talk about things that might be considered like shameful to other people sometimes.
And here we are telling you no shame.
Yeah.
For someone who hasn't heard your music, I mean, we could cue that and we go listen now, but for someone who's listening right now, doesn't know what your songs are about, could you give them more like context?
All sorts of shit.
So many things.
Sometimes we rap about
our pussies
and how much we love them.
Yeah.
Sometimes we rap about police brutality and crooked politicians like Rahm Emanuel.
And sometimes we rap about sex and crooked politicians
at the same damn time.
At the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. Drug abuse,
depression,
anxiety.
Being fucking pissed.
Yeah.
The whole song about being pissed off.
Society standards for what a woman's supposed to be. Not needing men.
People have lines that they like really love that we could mention. Like,
yeah, tell me.
Okay, well, we have a whole song about not wanting to be on top during sex.
Amazing.
And we've had people come up to it, like couples come to us after and be like, she never wants to get on top. And she looked at me during this song and was like, see, this is our new theme song. And we were like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's so funny. It's like literally a song about being lazy.
Right.
but also saying what you're comfortable with in sexual situations.
Yeah.
Communication's key.
Exactly. And I mean, it's a very normal experience. And I think that's what you're tapping into, how normal it is to feel that way. And maybe someone's never heard anyone else even talk about feeling that way.
Exactly. Because I definitely had not.
No, me neither.
Like, I was like, yo, does everyone low-key hate being on top? Because that's a lot of work.
Exactly.
It turns out everyone does.
Yeah.
But no one wants to say that. I feel like you just don't get as much pleasure on top. Too. Maybe it depends.
That's how I felt when we wrote the song. I definitely had never had a pleasurable experience on top. But then I started having sex at this place that had a window seal right behind the bed. So I could like hoist.
Okay, wait. So did you just unlock a secret on how to have good top sex?
Yes.
Okay.
You need something to hoist.
Yeah, tell the listeners.
Something to hold on to.
From the front?
I could put a drink there. From the front.
It's way better in a chair.
Chair, sofa, all that's much easier. If I could have my drink and a blunt on the windowsill, like I just have like my own little place.
Yes.
Yeah.
To
put my
set
shit
everything up.
and to hoist my body upon this dick. And it was very pleasurable. It changed everything.
All right. So you writing a new song?
No.
About the horse. Directed.
I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. It has to be the right bed situation, you know?
Yeah. How did you start doing this music? I mean, where did this even come from?
I guess it just came from what we talk about, what we think about, just pushing each other farther. I think kind of like what you said, as when I was younger, I did not think or talk about sex in this way. And it's been like a growing experience for me too. Yeah. And especially to then go from like, this is something me and my best friend talk about, to like, now we're on stage and we're rapping about it. It's been so freeing and empowering, and everyone should get on stage and talk about their pussy. Like,
yes. Can I hear more about your background? What was your upbringing?
Yeah, I was actually brought up super Catholic. I went to Catholic school like my whole life, pretty much.
Yes.
There was a moment where I thought I was going to be a nun in my life.
Whoa. Okay. Here we go. A lot to talk about now. Tell me.
The book is out.
What was that like?
I don't know. I just was very religious and felt very called to Christ and was like, be a nun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was very religious.
We like never talk about you wanting to be a nun part.
Yeah.
Every time you bring it up, I just laugh hysterically because I'm like, I don't even know. Like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
This ruthless ass bitch wants to be a nun.
Yeah, I mean, I was an altar server.
Oh.
Like, I went to church like twice a week because my mom was in the choir. I was in the choir. So we'd just go back to back church.
Wow.
And I don't know. And then I have slowly rolled out of all of those beliefs. And here I am. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're okay with me probing a little bit further.
Yeah.
Also from a Christian background. So how did you get out of that? Because this wasn't just something that you were raised in. This was, you were about to be a nun. I mean, this is a pretty big identity piece. How did you transition?
The nun thing was when I was very young, like probably like elementary school.
It was like, I want to grow up and be a nun.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, you know, you get older and there was no way I could be a nun. Like I didn't want to be I wanted to be a performer. I wanted to do theater. And probably theater is what really helped bring me out of that. I feel like people in the arts and theater are so free and talk openly about sex and just talk openly about everything. Moving to a city probably helped out with that.
Well, when you went to college, where were you in your like spiritual journey? Like when you first got to college?
So the first year of college, I went to Bible study every week.
What?
I went on a Christian retreat with
my God.
the people in college.
Wow.
That first house I lived in, that was from a girl I met doing Bible study.
What?
Yeah.
You went to Bible study in college?
Yeah.
My mind is blown.
I did too. I feel you.
Yes.
But that first year was it. And I remember feeling guilty at the time because I would be like with my Christian friends and they didn't curse and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. And I was like, oh my God, but I curse all the time. Like I say bad words, like just feeling guilty about that. And I don't know.
Damn.
So then did the guilt pull you away from it?
No, the sex and drugs did.
I mean, that's an honest answer, right? I mean, I think I stopped going to church because I'd get too drunk on Saturday nights and I just didn't want to wake up. Like I just didn't.
Big part of it. Like I don't want to be, I literally be sitting in church going from drunk to hangover like during the service.
Right. I think churches can keep more people if they move their church like meeting time to the afternoon on Sundays. Like
not agree more.
Would keep going.
Yeah.
Could not agree more.
And then what? You're in class every day and then you have to go to church on Sunday?
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the weekend days.
No, for sure. I mean, yes. So it was
so wow. I came into your life. I know it wasn't me.
It wasn't you. No.
I just happened to meet you freshman year of college.
Oh, so you met her when she was still religious?
Yeah.
But you would go to church too.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were religious as well?
Yeah, I grew up in a church too.
Okay, your turn. What's the backstory? How did you get here?
I don't know how I got here, but yes, I went to church every Sunday until college. And I was in choir, I was on praise teams, like I danced during church services for like 5 or 6 years. But like, I don't know, the whole time I was still there's something about me that's been present in me since birth.
Yeah.
So
the devil.
The devil.
The devil is in you.
It's the devil. So I was doing all those things, but I was also still very, very much myself. So like very much like, this is cool, but like one day I'm gonna grow up and leave this place and move to Manhattan and have sex and do drugs and have fun and be an artist.
Wow.
So I never didn't consider that to not happen. How can I rephrase that? I always knew my life was going to be a wild, crazy shit show.
Really?
I always knew I'd grow up to be an artist and would just live a life judgment free because I'm an artist. I have to experience the world. How else am I going to make art?
How did you come into that identity of being an artist? That's a big term.
No, I think I've felt that way as long as I can remember. I think one of the first times I can remember feeling those kind of thoughts, I was like in kindergarten maybe, and like saw a video of like Whitney Houston performing, and I was like, yep, that's going to be me. Like I'm going to be an artist and have a crazy life. Like, yeah. I know.
No memory of kindergarten.
I just have flashes.
How do I?
It's because like we moved houses a bunch, so I can like remember like, oh, that was in this house, that was in this house. Because kindergarten, I lived in Alabama, which was that's a whole thing.
I want to hear about the thing.
It's crazy because like I don't really feel like I'm from Alabama, but I kind of am from Alabama. So I lived in Alabama until 5th grade. Then I moved to Florida. So when people ask, I say I'm from Florida, but I had a whole lot of Alabama going on.
Yeah.
And even being in Alabama and being in such a conservative environment, I knew like, this is cute, this is fun, but like one day I will leave this and I will never look back.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think I knew people partied and had wild sex as a kid.
Well, I wasn't
either.
thinking party wild sex.
You were just like artist.
I was just thinking artist. Like I get to like be Picasso. I get to be like,
wow,
just off the walls, going against mainstream culture, living like an underground life. Like it just always seemed like that's what was coming.
I mean,
which is interesting because I was also just like a good student with great grades. Like I was class president for 3 years in high school.
Okay, I mean, that's a level of confidence that is really, really strong.
It is.
I mean, that's like powerful.
In self-awareness at a very young age. Yeah. A lot of self-awareness.
Yeah.
I was a very introspective child.
Dang.
But then you grow up and you realize, oh, I just had anxiety.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. People with anxiety were always just wondering, how do I get better? Very introspective. What could I have done better here? How do I do this better? And then you realize like, all those thoughts on repeat. You're like, damn, that's anxiety. Whoa. But,
exactly.
I mean, every philosopher must have had anxiety though. That's all they're doing all day is thinking about problems. Like
had to.
Exactly. You both should listen to the episode that I released about spiritual trauma. If you were both religious, have you looked into this stuff? It's nuts.
No, but I feel spiritually traumatized. So I believe it.
Yes.
Like sometimes I'm like, the Catholic guilt is real. I feel it seeping in casually. And then I'm like, these aren't my thoughts. This is not me. This is something else.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to sex, like something that we're taught is not even supposed to be pleasurable for women. Something that's like will make a woman dirty unless it's to have children with her husband. Like
right.
So much unlearning had to be done.
I wanted to save myself till marriage.
Bitch, I mean, let me top you with my purity. I had a purity ring.
No.
Yeah. It's like checkmate.
Oh my God.
I like that makes me like sick.
Right?
Now.
Yeah.
Like, what? No way in hell. Only fuck one person forever?
How terrible.
Ew.
Marry someone you've never fucked.
Oh God.
And everyone would ask me when I was religious, like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? And you're like, well, you work on it together and we figure it out together. And I believe that. I know, right?
And so many people only get married then to fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to ask both of y'all, what sort of messages then did you get about sex with your childhood? I would imagine that Catholicism kind of played into that for both of you.
Yeah, it was just like a dirty thing that you didn't talk about.
Yeah.
And if you did sex, you were a sinner. And if any bad things happened from the sex, it was all your fault. Like, oh, you got pregnant, your fault. Oh, you're going to get HIV immediately if you have sex just once, and it's all going to be your fault.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. But only because we are girls. We were little girls being taught this. Little boys at church weren't being taught these things at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I will say I got lucky in that my mom is really open-minded. So it wasn't, she would talk to me about sex, and she said like, if you do, use a condom and just be responsible, but I'd prefer if you didn't, like that kind of stuff. But it was like, if you get pregnant, you're having that baby. Like,
oh my God.
She's very anti-abortion.
Yeah.
Which I was too back then, but I also wasn't having sex.
You were also a child.
And I was a child.
Yeah. I was also anti-choice as well. So, I mean, yeah, it's very interesting, I think, to have held those views at one point and recognize how much growth you've made over that time. It's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
so much of it when you're young is you're just doing what you're told and what your family
just regurgitating what you've been taught.
Right. But I think what scares me is the people then who never stop.
Exactly.
They just stay there.
Yep.
Yeah, what do we do to those people? And I think that's part of what I hope to do with this show, right? Let's bring on a bunch of different perspectives. Let's learn about different ideas. How did you get out of this? Someone who maybe still is in Catholicism feeling this way might hear you and realize, wow, I could be that artist that goes to Manhattan, or I could be that person, out here living their life. And so, that's why y'all are here.
Well, I
amazing.
think, but where does God say that you can't fuck multiple people?
Galatians.
I'd love if you actually had a verse. You're like Galatians 3, verse 4.
I love Galatians. Great chapter. It's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, that book, Leaving the Fold, it's a really good book that talks about the manipulation of religion.
Yeah. I mean, they're manipulating pregnancy and then keeping people poor.
Yep.
Sure.
And taking money from people going to church. They're not teaching anyone about sex, condoms. Right. If you get pregnant, you can't have an abortion. Like it's like you have no options.
These things drive me nuts that we're trying to control people's bodies, but
yeah.
I mean, I think that's part of what your music is coming up against, right?
Definitely.
Because I could talk forever about how unfortunate it is that we are still fighting these battles to have these rights and all of that. But like, let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about something upbeat. And it's your music. So
yes.
To go up on stage and be like that and to move your body and feel the rhythm and just be singing these lyrics, they're so powerful.
Yeah. There's another one people talk about a lot.
Oh, what is it?
It's, I took my own virginity. My hand fucks better than your D.
Yeah. Because virginity is a lie.
Yeah.
Is there a story about that? You said that really harshly. I'm like, what's the backstory?
I think the backstory is just, holy shit, I let society convince me that virginity was like this real thing.
Yeah.
And then I got older and wiser and was like, oh, that's literally just a mechanism used by the patriarchy to control us. Like, oh, wow. Like, how amazing is that? No one can take my virginity. Like, what is that? Like, that's not even a thing.
For sure.
And it was so drilled in our heads, like, gotta preserve your virginity, gotta be a good girl, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, boys are not hearing any of that.
Nope.
And then a boy takes a girl's virginity and it's pat on the back, good job.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, we're out here actually thinking we need like fucking chastity belts. Oh, it's so sad.
Did you ever believe that then when you were younger and you were religious?
I remember signing a purity pledge at a Christian summer camp once.
Yeah.
And I was signing it and I was like, this is a bullshit.
I wish you could remember the pledge.
Me too.
Like, did you have to
We
stand
recited
up?
it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Recite it. And I was just like, this is fucking dumb.
Wow.
Like I was in like 7th grade or something. And I was just like, you really think that we're in here talking about what we're going to do with our vaginas? Like, this is not, like, what is this?
So weird.
So fucking weird. And then I didn't do this part, but like, usually a lot of churches do like you do the purity thing, you have a class about it, and then it culminates in the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh my God.
You promise to your father that you're gonna stay pure.
Yeah. Ew, that's like turning my stomach.
And then sometimes they have the dads put on the fucking purity ring.
Gross.
How and why and what?
I don't know.
So yeah.
You know what's troubling is that like a Christian me probably wouldn't have seen any problem with that. I would have just like, yeah, my dad, because I'm thinking about like the concept of your father giving you your wedding, like
exactly
that same sort of concept where like they have, but wow, sitting on the other side of thinking about this, like that's literally patriarchy at its finest. Like, oh, the man's gonna say, "Here's your virginity and purity. I'll let you know when you can give it away." Like,
right? Like, literally, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Not great. Not great.
When you lost your virginity, what camp were you in? Were you religious camp or?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
No. I thought it was just so funny that by high school, I was like, this is just so funny that you guys are like for real out here promising your virginity to your fathers. Like, what is this? Like, what?
Why do you want to know too, as a parent?
Right? Like, what?
Like, this like, yes, go fuck my daughter.
Yeah.
Here's this ring. Like, that's so weird.
Right. And my mom.
Everything about it's weird.
Yeah. But like, and I think my mom was always like, if you want to wear white at your wedding, you have to be pure. Otherwise you'll wear cream. And that means something.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's hard though when you're growing up and everyone around you's doing the same thing.
Exactly. It's
And
really hard.
Yeah. And I mean, I was put in Christian school. So then, yeah, everyone's doing the same thing. You look around, you're like, okay, this is the brainwashing we're all following. So it gets so hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like everyone's picking out their dresses for the daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah.
Like everyone's excited. Like it's normal.
For sure. And you're lucky you made it out by high school. Damn. Like, I'm kind of jealous. Like,
yeah. I don't know what happened to me. I think maybe like I watched too much like BET and MTV After Dark as a child. I got radicalized by BET Uncut. Just like pretty much play porn music videos.
Wow.
And I don't know, somewhere along the way I just got real all of this is fake about stuff.
Yeah. Definitely. And what about you, Tay? Were you, when you lost your virginity, were you in camp? Can I call you Camp Nun? And Camp Survivor? Yeah.
That would be a good album title.
Yeah.
Camp Nun.
I was still a little religious, but not going to church, not going to Bible study. Like it was very much like maybe to the point where I was like, I'm spiritual.
Yes. Yeah, I cried when I lost my virginity for like an hour in the bathroom.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What was it? Was it the shame?
It was the fact that I had promised and my parents had bought me the ring, and I had been kind of in this space where I was like, that is what I'm giving my husband, and I'm waiting. And especially when you wear the ring and then you do the whole purity dance to your friends, be like, look at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like I wanted to have sex, and then I did, and then I just went upstairs, and it was actually, looking back on it, extremely painful. I mean, like I was crying from the depths of my soul that I was no longer worthy as a human being because I had sex. Like this wasn't just like, oh, I had sex. It was like, I'm worthless now. Like, you know, and it's
part of the problem of this whole thing.
Exactly. There's just so much of that ingrained into so many parts of sex. Because hearing that reminds me of stigma of STIs and how it's like, oh, you got that? You are like, you're disgusting, you're gross, you're dirty, you're subhuman.
Yeah, when really like it's just a cold for your pussy.
Right. Really, cold. 1 in 4. Yeah. Maybe more.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right. I actually have one of my close friends who is willing to come on the podcast to talk about their experience with HPV. And I was like, hell yeah, let's open up a dialogue, because this is the kind of stuff that you're Googling on Reddit and WebMD alone at night, wondering like if you're gross, and you're just like, like, let's get some voices out there and really feel the humanity of this and like realize we're not alone.
Yeah, that's so accurate. Wondering if you're gross. How terrible.
Yeah, but like we all do it, right? I mean, growing up with Yahoo Answers, you know.
Oh my God, yes.
Am I okay? Does every other person have this? Like,
am I pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had STIs before. I've had chlamydia once.
Yeah.
You just take a pill and then
there
it goes away.
But no one talks about that.
Right. It's so weird. But that's what they want.
I mean, most of
most
STIs go away. Like, and even herpes is under control, like where you won't spread it with a pill if you take it every day. And HIV, well, first of all, they are now have maybe found a vaccine through the coronavirus vaccine,
which is
crazy for HIV. Yeah, you haven't seen that?
No.
I mean, it's not like made yet, but whatever the coronavirus RNA thing,
mRNA,
it might work for HIV as
well.
And a bunch of other shit, which is nuts.
You could take PrEP and you don't even pass on HIV, or you won't even get it.
Yeah. And yet it can't be talked about. It can't be discussed. You're dirty. You're subhuman.
Right.
It's not right.
And what it's all purity culture. It's all this problem around sex and stigma. And I mean, and Puritans are the original people that started America. We're just these super conservative people that left England because that wasn't conservative enough.
Right.
Like, that's how we got here. Like,
how terrible.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like, how do we dismantle it now?
And that is why glitter money exists.
Yeah.
Literally. So Do you tell everyone about your music? Is this something that you kind of pick and choose who you disclose this to? Does your
No, not at
family
all.
know?
No.
Oh, tell me.
Everyone knows exactly what we do.
Yes?
Yeah.
Even our parents.
Even our parents' church friends.
Ooh, and?
Yeah, it's just, wow. Our parents post our shit.
Ash's parents made the cutest video doing the electric slide with our music video going in the background.
But they had it on pause or on mute.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have to hear the curse words and sex talk.
Even though in the music video we're like naked,
your ass is out.
My whole ass is out.
We're wasted. I'm blacked out in a jacuzzi.
Wow.
We didn't mean to black out, but we have a history of mistakenly blacking out during
like every music video shoot.
Pretty much.
Like, how does it happen so often?
Well, most of the time it's you. So you tell me, bitch, woke ass bitch, you blacked out for like that whole shoot.
Okay, well, yeah, but
you came to in a Chipotle. I saw you come to. You woke back up in your head. It was terrifying.
I seriously, that was a really bad blackout. But it's because we didn't ever use fake alcohol in that video.
Yeah.
And we filmed the whole thing of us taking shots.
And we kept taking them.
And Rodrigo was filming and we filmed it once straight through and he said, oh no. And he hadn't filmed it.
Right. He forgot to hit play.
Yeah. And
or record.
How many shots had you taken?
It had to have been like 3.
4? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Then we were like, gotta film it again.
Okay. And no one ever said maybe we should use water?
No.
I mean, like,
I don't think so. I think we were just like,
I think
let's go.
I got to after
just
3 shots,
3 more won't hurt.
I mean, and you're already so fucked up. It's like, you don't even know to think like maybe we should do water.
It was also like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow. What a lovely time. So do your parents just watched the video and didn't listen to the words?
No, they'd heard it before, but they decided they were going to make a video dancing to the electric slide, the song, just playing over the video.
Nice.
Which is so preferred because I don't want my parents to just do the electric slide to me talking about my pussy. Like, I think I'm okay without that in my life. So, yeah.
Have they seen you perform live?
No. But not because of anything except for we live really far away.
Yeah.
And we just haven't toured because our parents live in such ridiculous places. So we just haven't toured there.
Got it. That makes sense. So do they sing your songs? Like, are they fans? Like, how are they jamming to these tunes in the car?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Yeah. How does that feel to know your parents are singing your lyrics?
I have to put it out of my head completely when I'm writing and completely when I'm recording. Like, I have to just like pretend like that's not happening.
But once it happens, it's
fine.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But suction cup dildo was not my favorite conversation piece at Christmas 2 years ago.
I made my profile picture on Facebook at the time, me like kissing a dildo, and my mom was so annoyed with me. She was like, does that have to be your profile picture? And I was like, yeah, I love it. And she was like, oh, come on.
It's a political statement, Mom. Like,
kissing a dildo. That's amazing.
What was your Christmas story, Ashley?
My brothers, I have 2 older brothers, just kept bringing it up, suction cup dildo up over and over and over because they knew it annoyed me, and that's what brothers do. So, I mean, that's it. They just brought it up like every 5 minutes at Christmas dinner with my grandmother.
Lovely.
It was just terrible.
No.
Terrible.
What did
my grandmother's heard most of our songs, but we rap so fast, I don't think she understands what's happening.
Yeah. I don't think my dad understands at all or cares.
Yeah. Just don't give
Very
a lyric
helpful.
sheet. Yeah.
And then my mom asked my grandma if she knew what a dildo was, and my grandma said no. So she said that one.
Yeah. And my dad is from Iran, and my cousin on his side lives in New York, and we went and stayed with him, and he was like, I I played my girlfriend, ha ha ha, like she was having a bad day, and I played her your song, so she loves you guys now, and like,
Aw.
I want to come see your show. Like, he was born in Iran, and I was just like, oh my God, like you played your girlfriend one of our songs to make her feel better. Like, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Right. And
That's super sweet.
And I think y'all are probably, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but changing people's connection to themselves. Music is such a powerful medium that you hear it and you really, I don't think I have the pretty words to say this, but when you start to listen to music, there really is like a headspace you get into and kind of to flow with it and really enjoy it. And you guys have such a powerful message behind your work that I'm sure that resonates with so many people and really changes their lives.
Oh my God.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. Your words, right? You're in the shower. This is my pump up for my day. You know, like I don't need anybody. And like, that's a headspace that you have created in a medium through music. And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Thank you.
So I'm sure there's so many people that, you know, would want to say thank you for just being, and I know one of my friends, we were talking about both of you before the show, and they were talking about how influential you were when they first came to the city and saw both of you perform. And they sat there saying like, wow, this is the place I belong. Like, this is exactly what I believe in. And like, you guys probably don't even see the ripples of how much you've changed people's lives.
Damn.
Crazy.
So nice of you to say. Wow. Yeah. I'm like honored and touched.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder, like, do you feel that on a day-to-day as leader? I would call you activists and leaders in the movement for a different future of connection to ourselves. Do you feel like an activist, or like, how do you feel you play a role in this?
I feel like an activist.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like every day I don't recall that we have that role in people's lives.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do. And I'm like, whoa, we got to keep doing this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I meet new people and I tell them about Glitter Money for the first time, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a very specific thing I'm telling you about. And I don't know if you're into this.
But your reaction will tell me everything I need to know about you.
Yeah. What a good litmus test for meeting new people.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the important things when I bring people on the show is I do like to ask, you know, all these different leaders is when do you start to notice your effect and like dealing with the sense of imposter syndrome of what you're doing. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, of like what level of imposter syndrome you've gone through as you've come into your role and becoming the artist that you are today. I'd love to hear if you were the mental health sides of things. Were you ever like anxious, nervous, something that a lot of people could relate to who equally want to become artists and follow a path similar to yours?
Yeah. Well, I think we're both full of depression.
That's one way to put it. Yes.
Just full of it.
Dude, remember at Bonnaroo back in the day, we would just like, we were like on Molly and we'd be like, oh my God, like Glitter Money. Oh, this is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. And like freak out.
Like, oh my God.
Really like early in Glitter Money. And then like a month would go by and then we'd freak out again. And that happened for like
2 years.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The first 2 years of being a band. Like, holy shit, oh my God. Like, I can't believe we get to do this. I can't believe people want to hear this.
Yeah.
I can't believe we get to have this much fun.
Yeah.
Like, what? It was wild.
And we booked big shows before we even had songs written.
Yeah.
Like an album out.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I don't know. People just thought we had songs written.
Yeah. And then we were like, okay, we need
to write the songs. Gotta write them. Gotta write them right now.
Well, you know, we only have
3 songs.
Yeah.
For a really long time, we only had 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Then 5.
Yeah.
Then it happened.
Yeah.
So how did you get to the confidence to even ask for those spots at shows then? Where is this coming from?
Well, we've both been performers for a really long time.
Okay.
I started acting in elementary school.
Yeah. I started in 6th grade.
Yeah. And we both went to college for acting.
And we both were doing performances outside of Glitter Money.
Okay.
So we had plenty of like people we knew in the city already.
Yeah, we were both in comedy groups. We've both done the whole improv thing.
Ew.
Do you not like improv? What's the story there?
Oh, it's just like the theaters are horrible. And
yeah, but now they're all closing.
Yeah.
So hopefully whatever happens in improv, like something beautiful is going to rise from the ashes.
Yeah, I think
Of
so.
Sharna, the IO ashes.
Yeah, I know.
The ashes of Second City collapsing.
Yeah.
Did it?
It's still open as opposed to IO, which is closed forever. But like it got sold to a private equity firm, and they fired the entire night staff, some of which have been working there since Second City began.
Wow.
They got rid of a lot of producers, and last week the president stepped down.
Wow.
So the end of improv in the city, as we know it.
Yeah,
Dang.
But something better is definitely.
And also they got super called out for their blatant racism during the pandemic. The part of pandemic season 1 when it was also toppling every organization.
Yeah, they got called out,
and so people stepped down immediately when they got called out.
Sexism, like
just the hostile workplace, just so much shit, all of which really needed to happen. So comedy in Chicago is gonna look very different when things open up again, and I hope it's gonna be dope. Lots of people are making new theaters, which is great. Stepping Stone, that's gonna be a great theater. They exist now, and they're trying to make just a better, more inclusive place for people to come and feel comfortable and safe and be able to like really test and develop their improv skills. And it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be fucking beautiful.
Yes, I will be on the lookout for that. I don't know how to keep talking about that one though. I feel like I have to segue to a new topic because otherwise we're going to talk about improv, which neither of us really do. We're like,
segue. We could talk about kinky stuff.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
What do you have to share?
What do you have to say about
smiling. Yeah.
I don't know. I like kinky stuff.
Like what?
I like a lot of things.
Tell us some of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess
you brought the subject.
I did. And then I don't know. It's just like
now the nun is coming out.
It's like when you slide into someone's DMs and then they start talking freaky back, and you're like, oh, this is such a surprise. And I'm like, you slid in the DMs.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm super into like having sex in public.
Oh,
I think that's super fun. Even stuff that I'm not that into, if I'm with someone who's super passionate about it, I might try it.
All right, what's the most odd thing that you've tried?
I feel like I already know what it is, but
what is it going to be?
I don't know. Is it going to be the sock thing?
The sock thing, the foot fetish? Well, yeah, I think that was probably one of the weirdest things.
Because didn't he like come on your foot and then put your sock on, and you have to wear the cum all day?
Yeah,
I think about that all the time. I think about that all the motherfucking time.
You know what's crazy? I don't think he would think that he had a foot fetish.
Yeah,
isn't that weird? Like, I think people are really weird about foot fetishes. Like, people are like, that's gross. Honestly, it was great. He massaged my feet. He wanted to pay for my pedicures.
Amazing.
Wow.
He wanted to just rub my feet and masturbate. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, that does sound great.
Right? I love the receiving end of a foot fetish, apparently.
Yeah. Is there any negative to this side? I mean, wearing socks full of cum sounds like a pretty big negative to me.
I mean, I was like, hey, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life at the time. And you were just like,
I don't think it's that big of a deal
to wear cum all day.
Yeah. Wouldn't it get crusty and like uncomfortable? Like,
I guess so. I only worked half days at the time. I only worked like 5 hours. So
just enough time to wear cum in your socks.
Yeah.
But hey, I haven't tried it yet. I might be into it. I don't know.
The positive outweighed that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, but that's someone else's. Do you have a foot fetish?
Oh,
I'm not into that. No. Like, I'm not going to masturbate to your foot.
No, that's weird. I'm mostly going to like ignore your feet.
Yeah.
I don't like feet.
Really?
No.
Okay, well then what are your fetishes?
Yeah.
Oh what?
I mean, you opened the door.
You opened the door. You were like, let's talk about kinky shit.
I know, but I've already shared so much.
Oh my God. You literally started this. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you also like to be handcuffed.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're looking for things. If you're looking for things.
I think I'm into role playing.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm into role play.
Yeah.
I think role playing is so fun.
I think we're just actors.
Yes. That could be it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
One time
Role
I
play
did
is just
Scandal
improv.
role play. Yeah.
Ooh, oh my God, that's so fun.
Yeah, I was Olivia Pope.
Oh, that's hot.
It was pretty hot. It was pretty hot because like I love Scandal.
Okay, but role playing, like maybe it's because I'm not an actress and like I really don't like acting, but like it feels kind of cringy.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah, to me. I don't know, like the same kind of way that improv feels cringy at times. Like that's how I feel about role player. Like I've had friends try to invite me to play D&D and like,
oh yeah,
that's a whole role play game too. And I just get so
Yeah.
like, I love board games, but that's like the role play makes me a little.
No, I cannot watch people play D&D. Like,
It's intense, right?
come on, guys. Like,
is-
what?
It is so intense.
Just like,
I don't know how people do it.
And so many of my friends play it.
I
I'm
know
like,
it.
you guys.
and like
What?
bless their hearts, you know,
Yes.
but like when I came over there, I was cool, but then the accents came out and we really got into it. I was like, I am in over my head. This
And
is
then the professional drawings they get done of their characters.
yeah. I
Their
was just
head.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
But like, so how did you get into? So yeah, then you might enjoy role playing just because that's already something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah. And you can only, for me, you have to be really high.
Oh, tell me about that. Okay, so
I
is
mean,
this
you just
the
have to be
key?
really high to pretend like you're Olivia Pope getting fucked in the president's private quarters. Like you have to be
Yeah.
really fucking high for that.
You know, the way that you say that makes me somehow think it's possible now. Like I've never tried
Yeah.
super high level to like see.
Yeah, because you got to just be like on that kind of goofy level, like, okay, we're really gonna do
Damn.
this. It's gonna be dumb, but like turn us on a hair more. Let's go.
Mhm.
For sure. And you
Yeah.
have to have a very receptive partner.
Yeah, definitely not a one night stand kind of situation.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
I love Olivia Pope.
I dated someone who like cheated on me,
Mhm.
and I tried to sleep with them afterward, and I could only do it role playing because I was so like sad about the cheating.
So would you both role play or only
Yeah.
you?
We would both role play.
Oh, okay.
And it only happened like a few times because like that ended very shortly after all that.
Thank God.
But
Yeah.
like I couldn't have sex not role playing because I was so like emotionally hurt.
Mhm.
Oh,
So you kind of use it
yeah.
as a way to disassociate.
Yeah, fun.
So fun.
Well, I mean, I was still horny.
Exactly. You gotta get your needs met somehow.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Hilarious.
Sometimes I will be in the midst of things and I'm like, well, this is stale. And then I start making my fucking like shopping list for Jewel the next day. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just pretend you're someone completely different.
Literally.
And the
And
sex, it's better.
Oh
But
my
I feel
God.
bad to do that. I'm just like,
I no longer feel bad about it.
how did you get to that space? I want to hear. What are the steps to get there?
Well, it just depends. If I'm having sex with a cisgendered man, I don't feel bad. They should just be happy
Yes.
that I'm
Yeah.
Yes.
tolerating their presence in my life, nevertheless my
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
But that's because I hate men.
Yes.
So for that, it's like they don't even deserve me like actually seeing them right now. I'm not seeing into your soul. I'm riding you like a pole and pretending you're a completely different person.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Eating spaghetti. I'm maybe pretending you're literally a machine. So yeah, so no need to feel bad.
Yeah, as long as there's consent, then do whatever the hell you want at that point.
Exactly.
You know, right?
Exactly.
And it's amazing to me that men have been talking from this perspective and making music from this perspective for years. And like
Yeah.
no one gets an uproar about them saying that they're having, casual sex, but
Mhm.
Yeah. Fucking someone in an interview once called us raunchy.
And we were like, what do you mean?
And I literally said, would you call Ludacris raunchy? And they were like, no.
really?
You're
They
like-
said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
gave
were
them-
like,
Wow.
We were like, how about Missy Elliott? They were like, no.
and we were like, well, what's raunchy about us? They were like, oh, no, that's different. It's different. You say dildos.
It was two white guys.
That makes a lot of sense. But it's just amazing. You gave them the out. Like you presented to them the logical argument and we're like, here's where you went wrong. Just say it now. And they're like, no.
Like Hose and
Ludacris makes dirtier songs than us.
Yeah. But
well, we said we'd piss between ass cheeks. So actually, Ludacris has never said that. He's never said he's going to piss between someone's ass cheeks.
True. We are raunchy.
You reclaimed the word slut. I mean, we can reclaim the word raunchy, right?
Yeah. It's a great word, actually. It's fun to say.
Ludacris also never said he stretched out a urethra.
Well,
but we did. We said we would do that.
There's a story behind that lyric.
There's absolutely not a story behind that lyric.
I was like, whoa.
That just came out. And we kept it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think we need more artists like you. Both of you all identify as women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need more women artists who are out there reclaiming our bodies, reclaiming our space, reclaiming our ownership. Just like, Jesus, men have been doing this for years. It's about time we start standing up and making our own music doing this. To someone who looks up to both of you as leaders who have really reclaimed their body, reclaimed their space, do you have any advice of how to get there?
I think my advice is to believe in yourself. It's just so trite, but like, for real, at the end of the day, if you can just actually look yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I believe that I can do this, then you can. Sometimes it's that easy.
Yeah. And I would say surround yourself with people
definitely
who believe in themselves too and believe in you. Like, I feel like our friendship and us growing and getting to know each other and explore it, like talking about everything, drugs, sex, really helped me blossom. We've been friends for like 12 years. By the way.
I was the devil in your life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the devil inside you, baby.
I mean, Taylor, I'd say the devil's been inside you too, but
Like if you ended up a nun, you'd probably be fucking all the other nuns.
For sure. I would have left for sure.
Yeah. Or just stayed and like perverted every nun that came into contact with you.
Hey, that's a powerful
Changed it from the inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do we get in there?
Man. Good times.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have a bond. I'm sure you're speaking telepathically with one another.
Yeah. Even in sober life, we have our own language going on. It's very confusing to people.
Yeah.
Even our closest friends.
How do you define your relationship?
Bays and bandmates.
Wait, what? What does this mean?
I don't know.
I say like life partner a lot.
Yeah. I say sister a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you have a very deep relationship and friendship.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People don't talk about like, how do you define these relationships? What words do we use to really honor what level of, connection y'all have?
Right. People don't regard friendships as highly as romantic relationships, but I think our friendship has taught me I don't know. Okay.
Love.
Like more in about like partnership and companionship and love than any relationship I've been in.
Oh God, yes. Definitely for me. Well, also like our relationship's the only relationship in my life that I care to work for. Like, like we like choose each other every day.
Sounds like partners to me in whatever form. It's just like, it feels like saying friends doesn't capture it enough.
Exactly. Because we said best friends for like 10 years and then we needed something more.
You're 20, you're 30, you're like, damn, that just doesn't hit anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard of the term relationship anarchy?
Yeah. Someone I know is very, very, very much into that entire school of thought and like has sent me a bunch of graphs kind of explaining like just different kinds of relationships and defining what you need from certain partners.
Yeah.
And it's really blown my mind. Like
For
it's all things I've thought of, but I've never seen it like just so plainly put. And it just makes me think like, how dare we think that we can get every single thing we need from one person. Like, what a funny, crazy thought that's just like not based in reality. But being able to have the kind of language to describe what you want is just so helpful.
Yeah,
for sure.
So helpful.
I mean, we've seen it in COVID. People cannot get everything they need just from one person.
Yeah, I was one of those didn't make it out relationships.
Oh no.
Hey, it's okay. I have time to do this podcast now. If I was in that relationship, I probably would have never been doing this stuff. So I didn't survive, but this is new growth.
Hell yes. Surrounded by plants.
For sure. Exactly. Tay, did you say you haven't heard this term?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So the concept with relationship anarchy is that you don't prioritize your romantic relationships over your platonic relationships. There isn't really this hierarchy between one that's more important than the other. It's truly just a fluid dynamic of whatever that relationship takes on. So if the relationship between you and Ashley is really strong, you might prioritize that more than a new sexual relationship you take, because that's just,
yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
right?
Like that's the way it is.
For sure. Exactly.
I guess I'm a relationship anarchist.
Yeah, I just love that there's finally words for that, because I said that, like, oh, I don't want to prioritize my romantic relationships over my friendships.
Yeah.
And now there's like a term for kind of what people kind of prioritize that life and do that.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so one of the questions I ask everyone on the show is, what is one thing that you wish other people understood was more normal?
Crippling self-doubt. I think that when it happens, it feels so personal, like you're the only person that feels so terrible about yourself or your own confidence in that moment. And it's so isolating. It's like, oh no, I'm supposed to be a bad bitch. What am I doing? Why am I having these emotions? And that makes it so much worse. But the more I can understand that when I'm going through massive periods of anxiety or depression, or my favorite, depression and anxiety, it's so comforting to know that, like, okay, other people go through this. Like, even people that are bad bitches have their off days. Even Lizzo has days where she doesn't feel like she's Lizzo. And it's very, very comforting. And it can become such a cycle of thinking you're the only one in the world that feels so unsure about yourself at moments, or so uncomfortable with yourself.
Right.
But I think it's very common. I think we all do that.
Yeah. Did you watch the documentary with Audrey Hepburn?
No.
Dude, it's nuts.
Yeah.
That woman was constantly anxious that she wasn't beautiful.
That's wild.
And they have audio of her just going over and over, like, I didn't like my face, I didn't like this, I didn't like that.
Oh my
I'm just like, God, like, that's an icon. Like, they were anxious their entire life. I'm like, damn. I mean, we're all in here just suffering alone, thinking we're the only ones that are this insecure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, everyone is like this. Personally, I try to show people my vulnerabilities and what I'm insecure about in my dialogue, right? Like, is there anything you do to kind of like show this to other people?
I think it comes out in our songs a lot, especially with stuff we're writing right now. And that's very cathartic for me. That's probably the main place it comes out for me, other than just in my interpersonal relationships, like talking to people one-on-one. And if someone like opens up about what they're going through, I receive it. And then I remind them, like, yo, unfortunately, we're all like kind of feeling those things at sometimes. Like, you're not alone, and you're not a freak for feeling like that. And I don't know if it's helpful for other people, but when people say shit like that to me, I'm like, thank God. Like, Tay reminds me, like, oh, like, your feelings are valid, and also, like, it's very normal. I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I felt like an alien, and now I feel like a person.
Certainly. And that's so big too, because frequently when your friends come to you asking, you know, I have this thing going on, I'm so stressed, it's always like, oh, how do I help them? How do I help them? But really, it can be as simple as, I hear you, and that's a normal thing. Like, I've gone through that too. I know people who have. You don't always have to have the answer for them.
Right. Oh, that's another thing about men.
You
gotta come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Homie, I'm trying to just tell you about my day.
I know. I get frustrated. I'm like, how do we change them? And they need to start talking to themselves, and start talking to themselves and getting better. So not my fight. But
a therapist that's very well paid.
Yes, exactly. Not me, please, but anyone else.
Anyone else?
Taylor, do you have one that you'd like to include as well?
You know, we're very sex positive, but I think it's also important to remember that not wanting sex is normal.
Yeah.
And that even the people that are horny as fuck, most of the time go through periods or go through days or nights where they don't want to have sex.
100%.
And I feel like it's so not talked about ever. And it's so like, I don't know. I don't know if we're having enough sex and da-da-da-da. Like sometimes you don't want to have sex.
And that is A-okay.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Everyone has different sex drives. Everyone has different intensities. It's just, I don't know where we got the message that we have to be having sex every day. Capitalism? Like,
Probably.
Oh, I don't know where this happened, but it's hard. Like, I'm trying to stop it. But I think, yeah, you even just bringing it up and being open about it, maybe that's the first time someone hears this vocalized through a voice, another human time to just hear it. And that's powerful in itself.
Yeah. And I think it's really important to hear now when shockingly enough, we are not the only people talking about sex in songs. Like sex in music, especially pop music and hip hop, is so prevalent right now.
Yeah.
And it's lovely and beautiful and I love it. Megan Thee Stallion all day. But it's like, oh yeah, we can all be sluts and blah blah blah. But you don't have to. You can just do what you want.
Yeah.
Like you can also just
I think that's like
be a slut and not have sex.
100%.
Exactly. And then once you do realize that, then you can live up to whatever you want, which is a really beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And
and you can change your mind every day.
Literally every day and not feel crazy about it. So yeah. Well, this has been a really great conversation and it's been so fun to have both of you on the show. So where do you want to plug people to find your stuff? A website, Instagram?
You can find us on Instagram, Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music. You can watch our videos on YouTube, Vimeo. You can watch our videos on our website, glittermoney.com. And you can message us. Thank you.
How many times have you had to say that?
Oh my God, so many times.
Yeah, I was like, that has been recorded.
Yeah. Most of the time we just say, you can find our shit everywhere. And
yeah, just use the computer.
Yep.
Maybe I'll just start saying that now at the end of every podcast. If you want to find them, Google them. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we're on all the things. And we have a lot of new music planned for this year. It's going to be amazing.
So exciting. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it.
Very exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is so fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, then subscribe for new episodes released every Wednesday and follow us on Instagram at Modern Anarchy Podcast, where we open up a dialogue about all of these topics. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. And a special thanks to one of my favorite artists, Smith, for the intro and outro song to this show.